Welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that traverses the rooftops of Boston just to bring you our review of Assassin's Creed 3. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and, well, today we're going to be reviewing our first take at Assassin's Creed 3.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com.
Let's get into our review, Assassin's Creed 3. So as we told you many times in our intro, we are reviewing Assassin's Creed 3 today.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes, it comes to you from Ubisoft Montreal, the game studios that released the other games. This is the third actual game in the progression of the storyline, but there have been offshoots both on various consoles and also handheld devices. I played the first one and a little bit of Revelations. I did not play the second.
I played a little bit of Revelations and none other. This is one of those games for us that just really,
for me,
we lost. I mean, we didn't get into it because we missed the first, or stuff like that. I mean,
well, for me, I was really looking forward to the first one. I played it. I might have even bought it. I'm not sure, but I did not like the first one. It kind of wasn't.
You didn't like the redundancy.
The redundancy.
Right? Yeah.
A lot of that has changed since the second game was definitely a lot more praised. But you'll find out what we think of this one. But basically, the storyline now shifts to the future a little bit more than the other two games. This one takes place during the Revolutionary War period in America. And
which has any other game done that?
I don't know.
Because I think that is such a rich mine to go to. Because I mean, we've seen the future, we've seen the past, we've seen so many different.
Yeah, I don't know if any game has done it this sort of way, the sandboxy-ish way. So, the basics. There's side quests you can do. The basic, I guess, hook of Assassin's Creed is the traversal element, where you can climb up pretty much anything.
And stealthy.
The combat's pretty cool, which reminded me a lot more because this is the first time I really dived into Assassin's Creed. Reminded me of the Batman Arkham stuff,
which people are going to say
afterwards.
Batman reminded you of Assassin's Creed.
Right. I mean, what I'm saying is I could see where the origin of that mechanic came from Assassin's Creed, obviously, because the countering mechanism
but with
did
this,
exist.
It kind of makes a little more sense with the guns that someone's not rocking an AK-47 that they're like
shoot a musket and then
it's a musket. The reload kind of lends itself to the slower paced. Like an old martial arts movie where why don't they all attack? Or Revolution where, why don't they all just attack at once kind of thing.
So what did you think of your time with Assassin's Creed?
So again, I do want to preface this all by saying, if you're a fan of the series, just go out and get it. I mean,
it's a huge game.
You're not going to be disappointed by any means. We did have limited time with this game, so I do want to say that it is... I didn't crack the surface as much as I would have liked to before getting in this review. Again, we're leaving for New Orleans and with a big trip with friends, so we didn't have as much time as I would have liked to devote to this game. So take that with a grain of salt. The opening was great. I felt kind of left in the dark because I didn't get the storyline from the other games, and I kind of felt
they did kind of recap a little bit.
They recapped a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to know. For it, and that's
what the apple is.
That's my own fault for not playing those games. They gave you enough to enjoy it and enough to go on. It opens with this opera house. They're giving you these fun facts, which were funny and they were well written. You have to get this thing from this guy and kind of stuff like that. It just wasn't enough for me to really get behind this game.
Get you hyped
Again,
up.
I've said this before on the show. The single player games just kind of aren't my bag. They're not my favorite thing to go out and buy. I bought, I think the last really single player game that I got was Red Dead Redemption, and fun. Oh, Wild West. This is cool. You're doing this stuff, but then it's kind of oh, I am doing this stuff. Oh, my horse got stuck between these rocks, or just different things like that. So I lost interest already from the little that I did play. I have no desire to go out and pick this up, just because of my preference in gaming. And that's really all I can say about this. Because this game is gorgeous. It is like I said, earlier, the world that they're tapping into, I think, is incredible, and it really can only, I'm sure it gets better as you play it more. So like that's the part of me that wants to play it more, just so I can experience this world. Revolutionary time Boston. You're walking through this area. You're running into, the founding fathers, things like that. It's incredible. It's intricate. It's really, really well done. If you are a fan of this series, you have to get this game. That's just it. If you like the traversal, if you like the fighting mechanic, you just have to get that. I, unfortunately, just don't have any, love for this series because, I haven't played it, whereas I love the Batman Arkham City, Arkham, Asylum games because I had Batman to pull me into that. I had a pre-existing, love for those characters. So this is a must-buy. It just, unfortunately, isn't my favorite thing. So
you're back at Worms. Awesome. Yeah, I think that this is an awesome game. As Rob said, I'm sad because I'm going to play more of this game. I really want to. But Halo's coming out next week, so I don't know. We'll see what happens because the reviews for that game are astounding. So, yeah, I think that the Revolutionary Time period is awesome. And the best thing about Assassin's Creed, I think, is going to be, going forward, it's going to be a different game every time. Like, I don't know if any other game that has had that, where it's a through-line story, but it's like a whole different game. Like Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all in the Halo universe. There's little tweaks here and there each time, like new planets, but the aesthetic's kind of the same every time. Whereas this game, completely different aesthetic from the medieval time periods in Boston.
Different aesthetic, but still the same kind of mission.
It's still the same kind of missions, but it's a whole different world you're immersed in, and I think that's awesome. When it eventually, hopefully, gets to the future, like present time or even in the future, it's going to be crazy. Like, can you imagine like climbing up like a skyscraper or something with your?
Yeah, but then he's going to have an iPhone, and people are just going to be able to find him because he has an iPhone and tracking, and it's hard to get into.
But yeah, I think it's the most immersive world that I've seen in a game, and for as long as I can remember. Even just the Opera House level that you start out in, you feel like you scooch by people in the row. It just feels like such a real living, breathing world. Everything about it is so detailed, like the muskets, architecture. The horses are just kind of like around, and you can just pick them up and ride wherever you want. Go up to the steeples, look out at Boston. The ships were really cool. You get to come across in a ship and kind of climb up to the crow's nest.
I like that you started in England. You had the kind of the ship level as the tutorial to get over to America. So I thought that was a good kind of branch and way to do a tutorial. And climbing up to the crow's nest, seeing the world for the first time was really impressive.
When it was swallowing you, that was really cool. So and the story itself was really drawing me in. I mean, like he said, we did have limited time with this game, but I really want to play more just to find out more about it, because not only is it interesting and fun, but it has recognizable founding fathers in it.
Landmarks.
There's kind of a twist in the
events
early part
too,
of the game.
Right? I mean, there's
There's war, like different war events. There's like a little twist in the early part of the game that is interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how it all plays out. So I think overall, very, very impressed. And all the things that I kind of remember from the first Assassin's Creed that I didn't like, I think that they've, by this iteration, have fixed it for sure. So if you're one of those people like me who, played the earlier game but didn't really grasp onto it because it was very repetitive, there's a lot of side missions you can do, a lot of stuff to do here. So it's a lot of fun. If, like Rob said, if you are a fan of the franchise, you have to pick it up. I mean, it sucks because now we have 3 weeks of like huge games coming out. Like, couldn't they spread these out?
And a lot of movies coming out too, actually, that we want to see. So
it's crazy. It's gonna be a crazy couple weeks, and we're gonna be in New Orleans, so it's gonna be hard. But so check out Assassin's Creed 3. We're gonna keep playing some more of it. Check out Twitter. We'll post some stuff, I'm sure. But that's check it out. So that's it for another episode of Epic Geek Out, but before we let you go, we want to give our thanks for some geek things, as we do every episode. So Rob, what is your thanks today?
I'm going to give my thanks to a show that was just added to Netflix Instant, which you can definitely watch through on a rainy weekend. Let's say a hurricane named Sandy comes in, and you have time on your hands, unless you lose power. That's unfortunate, but it's a Judd Apatow show. It's the one that followed Freaks and Geeks, which I have not actually gotten into. I've heard it's amazing, but I believe there's only 17 episodes. I could be wrong with that, but the show is called Undeclared, and it is just it's just great. It brings a smile to my face every time I see an episode. I caught some a while back just on, I think, like IFC or some odd high number channel on Comcast, and I was like, wow, I'm sad I missed this show. It stars all the Judd Apatow like regulars, Jason Segel, Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel. I mean, other, Amy Poehler's in it for a stint, and it's about freshman kids going to college, reinventing themselves. They're in this kind of suite where they share a living area, and then they have their own rooms. And just, it's about freshman year in college. And since I'm old now, it was very nostalgic and reminded me, of course it's TV, so it's all crazy and ridiculous. But there are some moments that I'm like, yeah, we did that. And it's just a fun show to watch, easy to get through, half-hour episodes, so they're only like 20 minutes long without commercials. So if you haven't seen it, I'd say definitely check it out. Start it from the beginning. There might be something wrong with the way Netflix set up the episodes, so I don't think they go through in exact order. But again, it's not lost. You don't have to watch it in exact order. But it struck a chord with me, so I'd say definitely go check it out if you have the chance.
Have you finished it?
Yeah.
Finished it? Cool, cool. So I got an app for you guys. I got an app. It's called Waze, but W-A-Z-E, not W-A-Y-S. But it's play on words because it is a GPS app, but it's a little twist on the GPS app. First of all, it's free.
It tells you the wrong way.
It tells you the wrong way. It gets you lost.
Yeah.
No.
So you can have a life experience.
Exactly. It speaks to me. No, it actually is a GPS, but it uses like a social network spin to it. So everyone that has this app, it like transmits data to the app. So like
my worst nightmare. Go ahead.
Well, yes, but so basically, like, you can see other users on the app, but it also tells you if there's traffic, if there's a detour.
Skynet.
So it's kind of like instant gratification for like learning where an alternate route to go. It's pretty awesome. Also, you can like report stuff really quick. You can like report a cop. If you see a cop sitting there. So. Get you out some tickets, maybe. I also had a really cool implementation of something.
So you have to go on your app while you're driving to report.
No. Here's the thing. I was about to say. First of all, it's voice. You can do voice commands to it. But also, the way you do voice commands is you wave your hand over the phone, and it turns the voice commands on. Like, how cool is that? I haven't seen another app do that, where you just go like this, and then you can start talking to it. Pretty cool. You can just be like this. Saw a cop.
Does it use like the camera, I guess?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I just used it today for the first time, and first of all, it got me, like, the route that it took me was a different way I've never gone before, but to a place that I kind of know how to get to, and it took me away, and it got me there, and the time it said it was going to get me there was like exact on the minute, and it was pretty cool. So I'm going to keep playing around with it, but check it out. It's called Waze, especially if you need a GPS app, but you don't want to pay money because it's free. So, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week with
Skynet.
some more episodes of Epic Geek Out. But be sure to check back for those. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. See you next time.